What's up gamers, Fun Guy here. Sunday is once again upon us, so it is time for a video. Today, we go over soldier specializations, where they are, what they do, how to unlock them, as well as some suggestions on how to combine them for the best effect. So make sure you stay till the end for those. Before we get started though, I just want to say a big thanks to everyone who has subscribed recently, as well as all my OG subscribers of course. The channel has been growing faster and faster recently, and it wouldn't be possible without you guys. Now, let's get started. What are specializations? Specializations are designed to let you develop your Battlefield 1 tactics through new soldier loadout options. They will increase the strategic potential within each of the four main classes, Assault, Medic, Support and Scout, and thereby give you new ways of supporting your team. So now that we know what these specializations are, let's have a look at where we can find them. If you go to your main menu here, you scroll across to your soldier section and scroll down to the service assignments tab, select that. Now all of the specializations are within this staying focused group right here. Now let's have a look at each of these actual specializations to see what they do. So we'll start from the first one and we'll just go through them one by one. So first up we've got bayonet training. Bayonet charge will last 1 second longer and recovers 1 second quicker. If you're someone who likes to bayonet charge, as I do, this could be quite useful for you. Gives you that extra bit of sprint so that you don't run out of puff right before you stab the hated enemy. And then recovering quicker, well, who wants to be walking with a stick up your butt for 1 second longer than you have to? And next up we have the veteran version, which is Juggernaut. Your gas mask also reduces explosive damage by 20%. This does stack with flak, which is one of the default soldier specializations, and we'll look at those once we get over to the actual soldier builds in just a little bit of time. Moving on though, we've got Healing Hands, which gives hasty retreat. This increases your maximum sprint speed by 10% while suppressed. Quite handy when you like to get in and get out of the battle. This is good if you're flanking, for example, or if you have to run out and pick up a buddy really quick. Next up, the veteran reward, which is Concealed Rescue. So when you spot a down squad mate to come and revive them, you will drop a smoke to cover their revival. Good for all you dedicated medics out there. Next we have Inconspicuous. When stationary or moving slowly, you are invisible to spot flares. This one is probably one of my favourite ones. Like to use that all the time. And now we have the veteran one, Unbreakable. Incoming suppression is reduced by 75% when your bipod is deployed. Now we all know how annoying it is when you're heavily suppressed by trying to shoot people. Well, imagine if you could have 75% less of that. That sounds good, doesn't it? Next up we have Quick Unspot. Decrease the length of time you are spotted by 2 seconds. This one is great when combined with Inconspicuous. Definitely recommend pairing those two up. And as the veteran one we have Perimeter Alarm. Enemies within 10 meters of your triggered trip mines are spotted. Wonderful for games of operations and also for Conquest. Moving on, we have Controlled Demolition. Your dynamite will now detonate sequentially. That means when you press your detonator after placing all 3 of your dynamite charges, they will go off in order 1, 2, 3. Of course, if you place them all very close together, they will just blow each other up, so please bear that in mind if you're going to use that one. Next up, we've got Stimulant Syringe. After reviving an ally, you both gain a 20% boost in sprint speed for 8 seconds. This, however, does not stack with other sprint speed increasing specializations, so just bear that in mind. Next up, we have Modal Yodel, which gives the Scapegoat reward. This is A decoy will automatically be deployed when struck below 45 health by a distant enemy. So pretty much any time you get sniped from a distance, it'll pop down the little decoy, you can crawl away, they'll shoot the decoy, then you get them spotted. Quite handy. And this one actually shows the service assignment, so we'll come back to that one in just a moment. Next we have pin down. Outgoing suppression is increased by 50%, and fully suppressing an enemy with your LMG will spot them. This one is really good if you're just laying down the covering fire of your machine gun. So it's another question of what's your role going to be. So you see how it's forming up now, like depending on what your role is, you can go down one path or another. Let's move on, shall we? Next, we've got the pilot specializations here. So the first one we've got is cloud cover. This will decrease the length of time you are spotted by 50% in airplanes. Very handy there. And then we have safe bail, which will make a spotting flare be dropped when you exit your airplane. This just gives you an idea of what enemies could be lurking around you. Very handy there. Moving on to the tanker ones, we've got critical cover, which makes it automatically deploy smoke when your tank is disabled. Again, great to help you escape from being destroyed. And onto the veteran version, we've got convoy, which makes self-repairing as driver also repair nearby vehicles. Finally, we got these last four here. Pyrotechnician, which gives pilferer. Victims of melee kills drop helpful items relating to their kit. So you might get a medic pack, you might get an ammo pack. We've got reciprocity here. Healing an ally heals you for 12.5 hit points. Nice little bonus there. Perseverance. Holding the repair tool increases walking speed by 25%. Sprint speed is unaffected. And this also reduces explosive damage by 20%. This is also stackable with that default flak perk that I spoke about earlier. Finally, we've got Ripple. After headshotting an enemy with your single action rifle, the next enemy you spot will be highlighted. This just makes them easier to aim at. Just quite handy. Now, let's have a look at the service assignments and how those are structured, shall we? So if we move back to Modal Yodel here, you can see that there are 6 tick boxes here. Next to each tick box there is a task. You complete the assignment by checking off any 5 of those 6 boxes. So normally there's one, depending on your playstyle, that you probably won't be that keen on doing, which means you can leave that one out and just focus on the others. So now that we've gone over each specialization and also how you complete the service assignments, let's go and have a look at a few class setups as a few examples. So here we have a nice example of the default specializations. We go in here, we've got flak, we've got cover, and we've got quick regen. These are available by default. You could just go with that class if you want. It's a quite well balanced one, but let's now have a look at my flanker. So you see he's set up to flank here, and if we go to specializations, he's got hasty retreat, slink, and inconspicuous, so that I can move around with maximum stealth. Alternatively, you could go for the tank hunter. If we look in his specializations, once again I've got flak, I've also got juggernaut to stack with flak for extra explosive protection, and then controlled demolition, just to give me a bit more control over those explosives. Moving on to the medic now, we've got my commando medic here. The idea being he's going to move and flank with the squad, so he needs to keep quiet, but also he's got some of those medic perks. However, if you prefer the frontline medic, we can go with this guy with concealed rescue, stimulant syringe, and reciprocity, so he's got the full stack there for the medic. Onto support. This is a bit of a man of the line gunner, if you like. He's got the pin down perk for extra suppression and spotting capabilities. He's got unbreakable to reduce his own suppression, and he's got flak just for a bit of explosive protection. Alternatively, we can again have a flanking class. So if we go onto this guy, he's got flak again. He's got cover just for a bit of suppression, reduction, and hasty retreat so that he can get out quickly when he needs to. Next up, we've got the Scout class. Moving down to this guy, we can see here that he's got inconspicuous, he's got quick unspot, cover. However, I don't have Scapegoat or Ripple yet myself, so I will be replacing one or two of those perks with these two pretty soon. And that is the video, guys. Hopefully now you have an idea of how to set up your soldier with the specializations you need. Feel free to use some of my examples to start with, but ultimately it's going to be your personal playstyle that dictates which specializations you need to use to get the most out of each soldier class. Now, if you've made it to this point, thank you very much for watching. Please consider smashing that thumbs up button to let me know you liked the video, and if you want to see more, you can always click that subscribe button in the bottom right hand corner of the screen for me. I'm Fun Guy, and I will see you in the next video.